Hi everyone, I am Karan and welcome to Karan's Gyan. The stock on focus for today is Tejas Networks simply because Kedia Securities bought a stake in Tejas Networks today and because of which Tejas Networks has been in an upper circuit. So it has bought a stake of about 0.81% and the stake is worth about 3.7 crores. But my question to you is that even though the stake is worth 3.7 crores and the stake is as low as 0.8%, why has there been an upper circuit in Tejas Networks? Well, I'll discuss about it. Uh, so, why is there a rally in Tejas Network? So, you need to realize this: whenever a big investor invests in a stock, he is looking at a stock from a different point of view, and it's a message to the market that if an investor is investing in a stock and if that investor is a big investor, be it Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or Kedia or Warren Buffett, it gives a signal to the market. Well, he's looking at something that seems of value to him, and thus the entire market rushes after that stock, driving that stock into an upper circuit. So we'll try to see what Kedia is seeing. We'll try to look at Tejas Networks from Kedia's eyes. So, just so that you know, Kedia strictly adheres to the smile principle. So, what is smile principle? It means you look for companies that are small in size, medium in experience, large in aspiration, and extra large in market position or market potential. So we would just see what is there in this Tejas network that satisfies the smile. So the size of Tejas Networks is 478 crores, which is a very small cap company. So it satisfies small in size. Experience is about 20 years. I'm sorry, this is 2000. So about 20-year experience, founded in the year 2000. So a 20-year experience makes it medium in experience. Aspiration. So this is the mission of the company that I copied from the company's website. It says to innovate leading edge telecommunication products and solutions that provide the highest value to customers worldwide. So it's a good aspiration, it's a large aspiration. They want to innovate in leading edge telecommunication products and services, and they want to provide highest value products and highest value solutions to their customers worldwide. So I would say they are large in aspirations, of course, check mark. And the last, market potential. He is looking for extra large in market potential. And after doing my due diligence, after doing my research, I do think that Tejas Networks has the potential to be India's 5G equipment market leader. So let us look at the statement. I would try to explain the statement to you. I'll try to explain my reasoning behind it. Okay, I don't mean that I'll be correct, but just hear me out. Maybe I make sense, maybe I don't, but it's all up to you. So to achieve 5G, basically a company needs three things. If you go back to the video I made about Reliance Industries, about what they need to achieve 5G in India, you can basically understand more of this. I have given the video in description. So anyways, going back to this topic. So to achieve 5G, a company needs three things. It needs fiber optic backhaul spectrum, 5G compatible infrastructure and equipment. So there are three things they need. Now, what Tejas Network has is the fiber optic backhaul, and it has 5G compatible infrastructure and equipment. Spectrum is what the government gives, and it is not in Tejas Network's hand to provide spectrum because it is a nationalized resource and government basically owns spectrum. So, what is fiber optic backhaul? So, before explaining fiber optic backhaul, I would take you to this diagram. Now, you see there are cell sites. These are basically cell towers. Now, these cell towers need to communicate with the main network. So, they can communicate in two ways. Either they can send messages wirelessly, or they can be a fiber optic cable attached. So, fiber optic cable is a high speed transmission data cable. Basically, data travels at the speed of light. That's why it's called fiber optic cable. it travels at 3 lakh meters per second. So what we see is backhaul interlinks the core network to smaller subnetworks. So the core network is the network of the company, and the smaller subnetworks are the individual cell sites or the towers. So basically fiber optic cable is there to connect each of them. Now in a 5G network, a speed of 100 Mbps to 10 Gbps is provided, and this cannot be achieved through a microwave based backhaul or a wireless based backhaul. So we need a fiber optic cable. And since, just so that you know, there are about 20 to 30% cell phone towers that have this fiber optic cable. That means in order for India to achieve 5G, it would need another 70% of its cell towers to be fiberized. So 70% of cell towers still use this microwave based backhaul. It's still wireless connection is used to interlink the core network to the sub networks, to interlink the network of the company or the service provider to the cell towers of the service provider. But when this when fiberized towers are achieved, that means when backhaul is interlinked to smaller subnetworks via a fiber optic cable, we can basically reach to a stage where we are somewhat ready to provide 5G ecosystem to the country. So another thing which you need is 5G compatible infrastructure and equipment. So even when 5G is deployed, users would still have 4G, 2G, and 3G connections. So you basically need some sort of infrastructure and equipment that basically combines all the previous existing generations of networks with 5G. So basically you need infrastructure and equipment that uh, plays a role of a mediator that switches between one line and another line and provides optimized service. So just so that you know, Geo is developing an in-house infrastructure. So Geo is developing its own Indian version, made in India, 5G ecosystem, whereas Vodafone, Idea, and Airtel have submitted proposals jointly with Ericsson, Nokia, and these two other Chinese companies, ZTE and Huawei. Now, since this India China issue, obviously, I am 100% sure that Huawei and ZTE won't be given permission to deploy their hardware, infrastructure, and equipment into Indian territory. So, I see that this 5G proposal can be scrapped in the near future, and Vodafone, Idea, and Airtel may have to seek Indian companies, and that's where Tejas Network is a key player, and that's what Kedia is hoping for. That's what Kedia is speculating. So this is his speculation. That's why he has picked up a 0.81% stake. Otherwise, if he was sure, he would have picked up a bigger stake. So that's, again, we'll have to see what happens in the future. However, I'm just saying that Tejas Networks is not the only company that produces 5G infrastructure. There are other two companies, Sterlite Technologies and Tech Mahindra. So even there are other possible competitions. We need to take a note of that. Again, now we look at Tejas Network, we look at the company profile, we look at the company website. So we look at the company website. The company website, we are here at Tejas Networks website. We see solutions, 5G, mobile, backhaul, and front haul. So basically, they are giving services for end-to-end network in 5G ecosystem. Again, basically they're telling about their products and how they're connecting everything. So basically you can see their hardware and their infrastructure is being used in core, metro, and aggregation to connect backhaul and front haul of 5G. I explained you what backhaul was. And 4G, some enterprises, some lease circuits, and some broadband. I won't go into details of this because honestly I don't know much about it. I know more or less about 4G and 5G. These things are somewhat new to me. So basically, these are the hardware infrastructure they have, and they also provide optical transport services. They also do fiber optic fiberization, as I can put it. So these are the products they have, and basically this is pretty much it about Tejas's products. So let us look at Tejas's company profile. So, I am worried about one thing about Tejas. The first thing I am worried about is its extremely poor net profit. As you can see, if I compare last year, March 19 to March 20, quarter 4 of last year to quarter 4 of this year, I see there has been a huge drop and it's a loss making company. So, that is something that you need to worry about. Even if I see quarter on quarter basis, I see in the last quarter also it made a loss, and even in this quarter it's making a loss. And last thing which I'm quite happy about is the shareholding pattern. I find no pledge promoter holdings. The debt of the company is also zero, and mutual funds basically have a good amount of holdings, which is 18%. So guys, this is pretty much it about Tejas Networks. So do your due diligence before investing in the stock. And if you want to add something to what I said, or if you want to correct me, please let me know. And if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. It motivates me a lot to see my subscribers liking my video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.